Over 12 million pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken are served around the world every single day. To keep up with that demand, the company processes upwards of 1.2 million birds every 24 hours, turning live poultry into those distinct, crispy cuts. We're conditioned to picture a friendly grandfather in a white suit mixing spices by hand in a rustic kitchen. Achieving that daily volume requires an operation that looks much more like an advanced manufacturing plant than a roadside diner. When you try to replicate a single recipe across 24,000 different global locations, biological and environmental variables are your enemy. Different diets, varying climates, and slightly different cooking times result in wildly different tasting food. KFC's global dominance relies on the relentless standardization of nature itself. The supply chain starts on specialized contracted poultry farms. The company relies on specific commercial broiler breeds, genetically optimized to yield a disproportionately high ratio of breast and thigh meat compared to bone. This chart compares natural chicken growth against the commercial broiler. While a wild bird might take up to 20 weeks to mature, these specific broilers are engineered to reach a target market weight of 6 to 7 pounds in just 6 to 7 weeks. To guarantee every flock hits that exact weight on schedule, the environments inside these enclosed barns are strictly regulated. Sensors continuously adjust the climate, while automated systems dispense highly calibrated mixtures of grains, proteins, and vitamins, paired with specific lighting schedules that encourage continuous leading. When it's time to move the birds to the processing plant, collection crews operate in the dark or under blue light. Chickens perceive blue light as darkness, which keeps their heart rates low, minimizing physical stress and preventing bruises that would otherwise damage the meat. By the time they are loaded onto climate-controlled transport trucks, these birds have been shaped by genetics, diet, and environment into perfectly calibrated raw materials, ready for the factory floor. Upon arrival at the processing facility, the timeline accelerates. The transition from live animal to portioned meat happens on a high-speed, highly automated disassembly line, operating at rates of up to 175 birds per minute. The birds are first humanely stunned using a carbon dioxide chamber to ensure complete unconsciousness before slaughter. Afterward, they pass through a warm water bath to loosen their skin, followed by spinning cylinders covered in soft rubber fingers that rapidly strip away all feathers. Robotic arms extract the internal organs, separating the edible byproducts from waste. As the cleaned carcasses move down the line, trained inspectors and advanced optical sorting machines scan each one, instantly rejecting any meat with broken bones or visual imperfections. The approved carcasses are securely clamped onto specialized saddles, feeding them into high-speed mechanical cutting machines. Programmed blades separate the drumsticks, thighs, wings, and breasts to incredibly tight tolerances, ensuring every single breast weighs exactly between 4 and 6 ounces. This extreme mechanical precision eliminates the inconsistencies of hand butchering. It ensures every single cut is mathematically identical across the millions of batches processed daily. The raw cuts are then shipped to specific coating plants to receive their flavor. Instead of simply soaking the meat, workers load the chicken into industrial stainless steel tumblers, massive vacuum barrels the size of small cars. This diagram illustrates what happens inside those tumblers. As the machine rotates, it creates negative pressure, forcing the muscle fibers to expand. This allows the liquid brine and flavor enhancers to penetrate deep into the tissue, preventing the inside of the chicken from drying out during frying. The meat is fed onto conveyor belts for an automated 3-step breading process. A foundation layer of dry flour goes on first, followed by a wet liquid batter to act as a glue, and finally an even coating of the famous proprietary 11 herbs and spices blend, ensuring full, uniform coverage on every piece. At this point, the chicken enters the most crucial industrial mechanism in the entire supply chain, the factory par fry. The pieces are submerged in 350-degree commercial fryers for roughly 7 minutes, cooking the meat to about 70. The frozen product eventually arrives at a local franchise walk-in freezer, which serves as a holding area containing up to 10 days of standardized inventory. Because the heavy lifting of butchering, marinating, and breading occurred hundreds of miles away at the factory, final preparation on site requires zero actual butchering or mixing. The protocols are foolproof, designed so that workers simply transfer frozen pieces directly into the fryers. The frozen chicken undergoes a second cook, plunged into commercial pressure fryers. The extreme heat and elevated pressure rapidly bring the meat's internal temperature to a safe 165 degrees, finishing the cooking process while simultaneously developing that signature golden crunch on the exterior. Once pulled from the oil, the finished chicken is placed in steam-based hot holding units. These specialized cabinets carefully regulate humidity to preserve the exact required texture, keeping the meat juicy and the crust crisp, for a strict maximum of 90 minutes before serving. The local restaurant functions as the final, localized assembly node of a global manufacturing machine. The chicken in that bucket is the end result of agricultural genetics, high-speed robotics, and cold chain logistics operating as a single 14-hour system. Taking a single regional recipe and serving millions of identical portions daily requires stripping away everything unpredictable about food preparation. This highly engineered pipeline is the only way to guarantee the exact same crispy, seasoned experience anywhere on Earth. If you want to see the complex machinery hidden behind more of your favorite everyday products, hit the like button and subscribe to The Explainer. See you in the next one.